Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and
Okay, well, I
gentlemen.
already, I already got the stage. I already got the stage fright, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Hello, welcome to the grand finals showcase, everybody. I am Silver Tyrant with Geeksy, a mapper. Someone who's
Geeksy.
done a load. Geeksy, it's Geeksy.
No, it's
What?
Gexe, but okay.
Gexa, yeah, okay. All right, professional casting. Yeah, you're right. And then I'm also joined here with Saiger, who has also been helping out a lot with staff and a lot of the streaming and stuff. Hello, everyone. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I've streamed 2 matches. I'm not really sure that counts as like a lot, but thank you, thank you.
You've been helpful. Come, all right, you've
Bro,
been helpful. It's fine.
hey, it's our first time. We got this.
It's been very good. These maps are going to be very, very hard. Honestly, like after, like I quickly played through a bunch of them, and honestly, yeah, no, this pool is going to go really crazy. I'm very excited to see how these teams go and how or how they do against each other on these because difficulty is spiking up very hard.
Yeah, and I mean it makes sense. We just saw how powerful Alien Bros and Loop and Loop are. So we need something to actually challenge them.
Yeah, because they just keep SSing everything because at this point in the game, both of the teams, I mean, are still doing an act battle, right? So yeah, shall we begin?
Yeah, and unfortunately, there are 3 of us. Only one of us has any idea what they're talking about, and they are the one being inflicted with stage fright the most. So
it was just the start, all right? It was just the very beginning, all right? But yeah,
Okay,
here
we
we
got
have the
this.
Nomad 1, which is consistency, quite a lot of 1-6 and even some 1-8. Is very fast. It is very hard to
Yeah,
Audio's working on stream though. Okay, cool.
well, that's fast.
oh,
Yeah, it is fast. Yeah, there's a lot of 1-6 and there is some 1-8. Some simple 1-8, but the 1-6 section here is something to worry about pattern-wise. Very, very tricky. We actually had to have some of the patterns nerfed because there was KD and DK 1-6. In the most awkward spots ever. So luckily this should be at least somewhat playable for these players. Or at least somewhat more comfortable.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to take you at your word for that.
I mean, I played with the top 2 seeds at this except for Loopy, but I've played with them in tournaments and stuff from personal experience. So I do expect some of these players to have some really weird obscure troubles on these patterns, but that certainly isn't impossible for them. That certainly isn't.
Yeah, this is a custom map by Never. This entire pool is custom map. Spoiler alert. So
I was actually gonna say when the score screen shows up again, but thank you.
not get fucked.
Whoa. That's crazy.
But yeah, thank you, Never, for the beat map. This is a very good Nomad 1. Very, very difficult.
Something tells me.
And then, of
that
course,
might
the
pick
low
this
SV
song.
here. Oh my god, I forgot about this low SV section already. This very brutal low SV section. Certainly a much skill cappier Nomad 1 compared to a lot of other tournaments and stuff.
Yeah, 8.02 stars. We did hit that 8-star mark.
Okay, but the SR is genuinely low compared to the difficulty this map has. That's just my opinion. But
I mean,
yeah, no.
I'm not claiming otherwise, but
Yeah, certainly not. It is
compared to the rest of the pool, what is compared to the rest of the pool, is this high or low star rating?
compared to the rest of the pool, the SR is, I'd say this is one of the higher SR maps, but compared to where it should be, probably 8.6, 8.7 maybe. In my opinion, these patterns are really technical, very uncomfortable for both KDDK and DDKK, which is perfect because we have like, two DDKK players, two KDDK players in the entire tournament, or at least with the top 2 seeds that we're aiming on, really getting under their skin. You
feel so bad for Team Horsel. We're just ignoring them.
I'm sorry. I mean, okay. Well, I haven't been able to keep up with work. Also, hello, Youngin. Welcome.
Hello, good morning.
The stream
Glad you could join us.
The stream is saved.
We have 4 commentators right now.
Hey, let's go.
There's so
Let's
many.
go. True.
And then onto the Nomad. And then onto the Nomad 2, we have Frogs on Acid.
Perfectly
The
timed.
song is amazing.
Of course, yes. Yeah, the song does go kind of crazy. Compared to, in terms of like raw physical difficulty, it's kind of underwhelming compared to like Nomad 1, but the real difficulty is just reading the really low SVs and just keeping AC, especially compared to last week, right?
Yeah, I also think this is like by far the worst song in the pool. I'm sorry, Katsura, but this song is like not a song. It's just a raw noise. But yeah, there's a bunch of like snapping changes. But I would say it's kind of plays a bit like speedy attack in general. Rather than last map, they are a lot more comfy type. This one is a lot more weirder type. A lot of like rolling style of attack. If you're a roller, I do believe this map is like slightly bit easier for you. And single tap, I would say in general.
Yeah, there's a load of snappings. Like if like just looking at this, there's some like there might even be some like 1-5 in there. Like there's 1-3, 1-4, 1-6, 1-8, maybe even some 1-7 in there, just to make it like all the more difficult to keep track of. You have to be very focused on the spacing between each and every single note with this map.
We finally got the professional discussion.
Come on. Hey, listen, we're not professionals, okay?
This is the grand final showcase.
Yes.
We probably should be.
It's only the grand finals. It's only the grand finals.
It's only grand finals, all right. We're not professional yet, okay?
There's only 3 teams left. Who cares?
Okay, well, listen, we got the best for last, though. All right. We're saving the best for last. All right.
I mean, that is typically how tournaments work.
Well, typically, unless there are some very interesting upsets that can happen. That could happen this week.
Horsel's going all the way, baby.
Because, again, I see some very obscure problems coming up in practice for some of these players on these maps. Because some of these maps are quite unusual in certain ways.
I remember you got a bit of break session. But now we're on to the second part of the map, and once again, I'll say this one's actually a slightly bit harder. Only slightly bit though, but yeah, the SV is still not too fast, and the only 7.5 really give a lot of trouble to players. I would say last map is more like number 1 is more like a miss map, like if you FC you win. This map is just more like your regular style of accuracy map. I would say this map requires a lot more accuracy in terms of approach, and FC does not really matter if you don't really have the high accuracy to support you. 98.99 is a really good act on this type of map, so alrighty.
Yeah, it is definitely very hard to act on this map, all things considered. Taking into account all the snappings, the OD, the low SV, it is quite hard to keep back on. And then we move on to the Nomad 3, the speed pick, which actually has some weird patterning. There's a mix of which and we can hit play on this now. Is a mix of very DDKK friendly stuff, but also some awkward stuff for DDKK as well.
Yeah, 300 BPM, so you can see it really messed up the high BPM this time. The patterns are a bit long as well, and there's like a lot of 1/6 required in this map. And I would say those 1/6 are really difficult when I was playing this map, and I do believe Wholesome actually nerfed a little bit when the first time I play it, but yeah, it really requires a lot of like crazy bursting speed requirements rather than your like regular stamina type of speed.
Yeah. Like this is definitely focusing on like some like weaker, like fundamentally weaker points on like both play styles, because like you saw that DDKK like 1/6 there. That's like you have to like really have like good finger control to hit that on KDK. And then of course there's gonna be like a long mono here even like coming up soon, and it's just like it's quite tricky all around if you're not paying attention, basically. But overall, it's a pretty normal speed map, all things considered. And then obviously there's going to be some 1/6, a lot of speed up slowdowns, especially at the end. There's a like slowdown at the end that can really mess up your act or make you or cause you to miss if you are really caught off guard. So make sure to practice your pool, like please. Even some weird snappings, as you can see here.
Side read all the way.
No. Not with these patterns, no.
A lion doesn't concern himself with practicing the pool.
Please do not tempt Ulqui into sight reading this.
Okay, I'm sorry. Please practice.
Yes, practice. Please.
That's actually the only map I looked at from the pool, because I tried to use it as a reference for my Nomad 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's actually kind of crazy, because this is actually nothing like Nomad 6.
Exactly.
Nomad 6 is really good, though. Can't wait to get to that one. And then we have the ending here, which will have that 1/6, the quads at the end of the long patterns, and then all of a sudden, long stream into a slowdown section out of nowhere.
So that's kind of nasty.
It's a brutal ending.
Whoa.
Yeah, shout out to Wholesome for the custom map.
Thank you, Wholesome.
Very wholesome indeed.
I also don't know if we shouted out Kazuha for Nomad 2.
Briefly, I think. But
we
yeah,
did,
Nomad 2
yeah, very
by
briefly.
Kazuha.
We mentioned Kazuha, but yeah, thank you again, Kazuha, for the Nomad 2. Kazuha has been... Speaking of Kazuha, actually, when we go on to the Nomad 4, actually...
Speak of the devil.
Kazuha absolutely cooked with this SV map. Work of art. This is an amazing beat map.
Yeah,
genuinely.
Oh no.
But yeah, typical SV map, low SV section, and then some overlaps near the end.
I feel like every tournament we will see Kazuha mapping 7/7 songs, and the system 7/7 map, he mapped this tournament, like I would say a lot of times. He has mapped in like some Southeast Asian tournament, and also have mapped in some, I would say, for the Tiger World Cup. He has definitely mapped these type of songs in 7/7 in general, and he of course gonna be inserting us with an SV map like Silver Set, 210 BPM. I would say this is like a streamy type of like an offhand rolling stream type of like an SV map. The side's not that too difficult, but once you get to the later stuff, you're gonna get more harder, especially snapping changes in between SV gaps and stuff. And also a bit of like a slow sections. Originally, I thought this map as these quite similar to No Mod 1 before it was nerfed the SV, but after No Mod 1 has nerfed the SV, this map has its own little niche with all the slow sections as well, which you will be seeing right here.
You will also be seeing some, which again, speaking of really hard reading and needing to practice this pool, there is also going to be some weird 1/6 with some really fast SVs. Really fast SVs. And like I said, with the overlaps also being a problem after that section. And then the polyrhythm section. I forgot about that.
It's not too difficult. Just use
It's not too
eyes.
Oh,
Yes.
polyrhythm. Ooh.
And then here we go. Here comes the really dense stuff here.
This actually change is quite annoying to me personally when I was playing it. DKK, DDK, and then KDD, KKD, and here comes a cut stream. Personally, I don't think it's too difficult because Katsura did not troll everyone with a muscle memory block on the SV changes, so you won't see the same notes repeating. So they're kind of easy to remember. But yeah, here comes some overlaps. But I would say the difficult part is literally on the next part.
Yeah, some of the overlaps can really trick you on the patterning, especially at the very end, especially when you're nervous, like that. It's very easy to mess up on the overlaps there if you're not paying close attention or are familiar with the patterning.
Yeah, especially you can see those 3 notes are in the end. It's originally an entire 1/6 swap. And then now here comes the part there were originally 1 stream, and then I do believe final swap. And I'll cut it off a bit.
And then we end off on the Futsu section.
Hey, I love Futsu sections. Let's go.
Yeah, hell yeah. Love Futsu sections.
The ad break is crazy.
2-minute ad break is crazy. Yeah, we have to pause for ads, bro.
Yeah, so we still have about a minute to just like yap about random shit. So what discussion topics are we gonna talk about?
Well, I guess I'll just say once again, thank you, Kazuha, for making the Nomad 4. Absolutely
crazy.
cooked this one, like genuinely. What an amazing
Okay,
Nomad 4.
I have a good discussion. If the first seed, like the original opposed first seed, which is Oko and Shibamasu, managed to get to first place, who do you think will be crowned as a champion of the tournament? Because technically they will have a 1 versus 1 at the end of the tournament to show who gets the champion badge, if that's how it proposed, and the first place badge. Who do you think will win?
Honestly, depending on the pool, I'd have to say it's extremely close because they're both capable of playing the same things as each other, but are better than each other in their own respective ways, like within those skill sets. Kind of like how you saw last time, or at least with the last 1v1 NSATT, how Foxaroo and Olko actually got were actually neck and neck on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the point of like making a good team is that like you have complementary skill sets. So yeah, it's gonna be close, but I think we're back from the ads, so I think we can move to Nomad 5.
Finally.
God bless our souls.
All right, let's see. How's the Nomad 5?
The best background you will ever see.
Ooh.
Oh, let's go. Wait, is this Mappool? I forgot.
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
This is a collab between David Min and Solar Eclipse, and I actually have not seen this map before because it was finished when I was sleeping, like Luminate mentioned in the chat, so I have no idea how it goes.
The first half is going to be David Min's bit, and then the second half is going to be Solar Eclipse's mapping. Since they both, since I believe they took half and half here. And
This really makes me want to learn gimmick mapping.
no, you don't.
True.
Trust me. Especially, just DM Cookie Tree and say math, and he will lose it.
Oh, hell no. Ew.
He loves math. As far as I was told, it's worth mapping gimmick unless you have to like code stuff and like use a bunch of math for it to work.
Yeah, makes sense.
These are quite tricky to read here. Going into some quads and triplets with all of this is really difficult.
I personally have not played this map, but it
That is
does
section.
seems to be a bit easier to play until whatever that memorized session is. That was looking like very
It's
difficult to me.
Don single tap KKD, Don single tap KDK, and it just repeats. That's it. It's like that the entire time.
Yeah.
Yep. Just 2 patterns you have to remember, basically. At least when I played it last. And then, of course, there's going to be more bar line. The patterns should never transition into the same color. The KD bit is actually really messed up, though. But the 1-6 should always be the opposite color of the last note that you saw.
No
KD,
must memorize block.
KDK. Yep.
Damn.
Overall, this gimmick is not too bad, except for some of the bar line, at least in my opinion. And then, of course, there's the really fast burst towards the end there and stuff. A lot of visual stuff going on. It is quite visually heavy, but as long as you practice, I think these players will be able to manage very easily. And then, of course, thank you, David, Ben, and Sola, for making this gimmick map.
This
They
background,
took
man.
a lot of time to work on this.
A
To
lot
the
of
point where
time.
last minute we did actually manage to get it. Luckily we got it last minute.
Can we take
Better
away
late
the
than
respect
never.
from Sola?
What did you say?
Actually,
Can we take away the respect from Sola? Just because.
What? Come on. Listen, I know some of the gimmick maps of this tournament have been notorious, but it's all right. It's okay.
It's a process.
do you think this map is not too difficult?
Yeah, this map is quite nice.
I probably think it's the easiest out of all, but obviously how players think.
You're just too good.
No. But there's a lot of like 1-4 to 1-6 handling though, which is like quite difficult to play, I would say. Still
fair
amount
enough.
like a mechanics type of like a gimmick. So you still need some 1-4 to 1-6 handle rather than your regular full on gimmick type. But yeah, I guess that's our no mod 5. Moving on to something that we call is like super high mechanics.
Yeah, if you thought that this week was hard, I did see that it did get banned in finals quite a bit. At least once, because, there's 2 matches. You want to talk about metal, this map is metal. This is quite a brutal beat map. Genuinely.
Yeah, I mean, I heard the feedback of finals number 6 being too easy, so I tried to cook.
And you certainly did. This is a very good map. It's got more mono, faster mono as well. Make sure not to mess up, and even a dense 320 speed section. Just in case you thought this was already stamina draining enough, which for these players, I'm sure they can manage. But the speed section is quite hard. Very hard. Middle map finally hard. I don't know. What do you think, Olga? We'll see. So far, it's just a DDKK player losing on all the monos. So, which is predictable. So.
I mean, personally, I think the first section is pretty okay. In the middle, it gets a little bit tricky, in my opinion, because I kinda cook.
Oh yeah, of
It's
course.
like average stream app stuff, I would say personally.
Yep. Yeah, it is pretty average at first, and then it gets a little bit harder once we get to the second half, or like the last 2/3 of it.
Yeah,
Like a bit harder to keep ag. Ugh. Especially with the SV changes, and some of these patterns are absolutely brutal.
It's funny because it's 320 BPM 1/3, so like 240 BPM I think. And the first stream I colored in 240 BPM 1/4, and the second one I colored in 320 BPM 1/3, so it's a little bit messy. But I think it adds to the difficulty and stuff.
I think this map ended up very well. So good job with this map. Again, shout out to Zozodia or what is it? Gexa? You said?
Yeah, Hexa,
Geeksy.
Hexa.
Gexa. Yeah. Good
But
Good
yeah.
job on the Nomad 6. Good job. It was very good.
There's a bit of like a free 20 BPM sessions, like high high BPM bursts. Then they're just all 1-4, but yeah, some of these stuff are, I won't say it's too difficult for nowadays because people nowadays are like really good at stream, but I would say the high BPM really gives like a lot of players a lot of stamina gap. I definitely could see people just being completely stamina gap on maps like this.
Yeah, certainly, because it is quite relentless in its own respective BPM, and then all of a sudden it speeds up, and you just have to slow down and have the control to just slow down like that.
I was actually planning on using 1.6 even in finals, but Luminite told me no.
No, not for a stream pick. Certainly not.
Yeah. But I finally got my dream of mapping a mono stream map.
Yes.
I've been
And it
trying
turned out
for
quite
like
well.
2 years now. Okay, no one noticed my LeBron James in the background. That's crazy.
Stream map perchance that there. Wait, am I stupid? Wait. No, there isn't a LeBron here, right? No.
There is actually.
What? Where?
It's to
Dude,
the left of the face of the character.
Oh my God, there he is! Oh my God, LeBron is there. That's crazy. What? I didn't even
see.
notice. Oh, there's
I'm
that.
blind.
There's just
Oh yeah, I see it.
LeBron.
Oh my god.
He's right there. Yeah. I couldn't tell
Oh
because
my
the yellow
god.
because the yellow was really went with the background. He was camouflaged.
Hey,
Dude,
now you guys
This
will
is
never
like
unsee
Fat Yoshi in Casual Club. We should do something like this, honestly. Find
so
LeBron
good.
James. We don't say which background is, and then you find it every week. Alright. This is going to be Nova 6. But yeah, it's on the Nova pool. Very difficult this time. Bunch of X-Star maps. So we'll be moving on to Hidden 1. After some
Yes.
X-Star map, we get to the lowest SR map and the most boring background at GT 5-star.
Oh.
6.03 star.
100 BPM, very slow, 1.8 map, so 200 BPM, very low SV. Just for an idea on how hard this is, Zoc, Hoopwheat, was having issues passing this, which is why we had to have auto here. It's not because we didn't have enough time, it was too difficult. Because the only people we believe is capable of doing this are people like Chiba and Fruit Loopy respectively. But they're playing, so they can't give us replays for this.
I do believe Ambis.
You are very good.
I do believe Ambis should be able to like compete with like those two. So got a bit of like the free only specialist of like Soul HD in the grand finals. But yeah, this is a 100 BPM hidden, basically with some 110 sessions as well. So. This is back to a 2018 style of like slow hidden where it goes as slow as possible and not the highest SL. But I would say the improv is basically on vocal mostly, so they are very repeatable. And you know when there's the 1x start, so I won't say it's like extremely difficult to like remember what part there is, but yeah, it's just hard to play, hard to read. And I cannot play this at all. Like this is like a 100k map for me personally.
Yeah, no, I can see what's happening here. Problem is, okay, I'm not a hidden player, even though I'm most certainly not. I am most certainly not a hidden player. So I can't speak very much because the moment I tried playing this, I just like note locked and lost my footing. So unfortunately, no. A bit too hard to read for most people, even hidden specialists. Clarion, you are #1 liar in the United States. I mean, if anyone is number one hidden player, at least in terms of slow hidden, it is certainly Loopy. But again, Loopy is playing, so expect to see some really, really good scores from Loopy and Chiba on this beat map.
You can see there's not actually like long patterns, so it's just literally a 200 BPM EC in the Oni, and then with 100 BPM with some SP changes as well. But yeah, that's our hidden one, Banania.
Of course.
Yeah, mapped by GT.
That is our only auto play, I promise. That is our only auto play this entire pool. Just because it was too hard.
Need Japanese to play this.
That says a lot about the pool.
Alright, moving on to Hidden 2, which is going to be a lot speedier Hidden this time. 252 BPM basically, is like saying 122. Child Got Crusade and Psycho. I'm sorry, Wholesome, but this song sucks. It reminds me of Morica Lopez, so like I personally do not like it, but some players may actually really enjoy it. The song is like fairly slow. It's like a 140 to like 160 BPM SV. Actually no, it's a bit speed up. I forgot. It's like 160 to 180 BPM SV. Mostly a bit simpler so far, but there is some 1/3 improv on vocals, and then after that there will be some actual speedier session. Yeah, it was this song.
Again, shout
I know
out
people
to
like it.
Wholesome for mapping this. Wholesome mapping multiple maps this entire pool as well. So other than song choice, which again is subjective sometimes, although the frog one was kind of funny. Yeah, fair enough. Thank you to Wholesome for mapping us out Hidden 2. Thank you. Good job.
I will embrace bad songs in the pool, so I personally do not mind like not so good songs in the pool, personally. But yeah, here comes the speed up sessions. This actual speed sessions. There's a 1/3 and 1/4 snapping swaps, and that's actually the most difficult part of this map. Some say it's easy because it plays like Hidden Hard Rock, but yeah, I would say other than it plays like Hidden Hard Rock, that's like the only real difficult part of the pool, the snapping changes, but the difficult parts kind of throughout the entire map.
The hidden picks certainly represent each like different extreme. This one being quite fast, and then the other one being extremely slow.
Some of these patterns are very, at least from what I saw, are very dense. The 1/3, like 1/4, and then the 1/3 transitioning into the 1/4 once again. It does seem quite tricky in certain places, but overall, just a very fast hidden from what it looks like. Again, I can't speak from any sort of experience. I can't play hidden very well, not particularly well.
I always wish I could play hidden because it's so cool, but no way. My TikTok attention span is too crazy.
I mean, there are some people who do just play the game with a very, very low attention span. I don't know if you would believe me, but I know someone who plays super fast and at one point was so bored and had Subway Surfers playing in their peripheral vision while they were playing the game.
Okay,
I won't say who, but to the people who know, you know exactly who I'm talking about.
that's next level. And I thought I was crazy for watching YouTube videos when I'm mapping.
I feel like that's a lot more common than playing the game while also watching the Subway Surfers.
That's like MC2DP, who is actually playing the Shrek movie while playing Taiko World Cup. He does that, but yeah, there's a law that I don't think a lot knows, but Yeah, he does that, and he even showed it on stream. Like like when you're watching him play, there's no audio, and it's just a Shrek movie playing in the background. And I was like, dude, how do you play that? I mean, some people are just like that, like wild people.
I mean, sometimes I'm just playing with the game muted and I'm just listening to other music.
Oh, so you're a visual reader.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be our Hidden 2, which possibly visual. You need a bit of like visual reading, but again, I would say some of the snapping changes just we caught a bit of like rhythm maintain on phone call. It's a very impulse heavy map. I would say this map is quite cool. Like this is definitely one of my favorite maps in the pool. I would say
It is quite. It did look like a really cool map. It looks really fun to play. And then on to the Hard Rocks. First going up with Hard Rock 1. Some very, very interesting patterning that this map had. And once again, shoutouts to always
UCAS.
Thank you, Youngin. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shoutouts to always.
Hey, Yuka's second
you,
most maps
Yukas.
in the pool, I think. Actually, a true goat.
But yeah, some awkward patterning in this beat map. Some weird 1-6. And overall, just a really tricky tech Hard Rock. Not much that I can say about this other than you just really, really have to pay attention to the patterning here and try and not to lose any of your control when reading any of this.
Yeah, this map it's hard. I would say it's like
It
really
is hard.
difficult when I was playing it.
Yeah, it is hard.
Like a lot of like 1-4 swaps, but I would say the hardest part is like again those 7 notes 1-6 which appear a lot of often. It's literally like last weekend Hard Rock 1, but like it's so much harder because of the high SV being 220 BPM SV.
Very nice song though. It is a very cool song.
I know we can finally hear the song.
What?
Finally I can hear the sound, true.
Oh, I see.
Yep, and now once again to the last part. I would say this is actually like same as the last 2 weeks.
Some more awkward 1-4 patterning, however, I would actually argue.
Yeah. And BPM
Like
higher.
Yeah, higher SV, the patterning gets a bit more uncomfortable. You have to pay very close attention to the triplets and stuff. It's so easy to just misread here. And then back to basically the first section, like before. But still really, really awkward. This ending is probably the most awkward out of the entire beat map. So once again, shout out to Yukas for the beat map. This is a
The goat.
very, very solid Hard Rock. Very solid Hard Rock 1. And then speaking of Symboli, Rudolph, or Clarion, again, we do also have the Hard Rock 2. The fast Hard Rock, 230 BPM, fairly high SBs. You're going to see no beat map selected yet because we have yet to submit it. Or have we submitted it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I just submitted it. I just did it.
Okay, we just didn't have a replay set up yet, but we do have a replay here. So it is submitted, and do not worry about the beat map not being selected somehow, because it is on Bancho. It is just for this replay.
I'm sorry, I just woke up and everyone told me, oh, I need to cast. So I just submitted it like a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's Ouroboros Numinous.
And we have 4 commentators at the end of the day.
Yeah, I haven't said anything in like 10 minutes.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, this is 2:30 PM Hard Rock, but the SV just speed up almost the entire map.
Yeah. Again, the BPM is not too slow, but the reading is what is supposed to be quite difficult here.
Yeah, 230 and then it speeds up to like 250 in chorus. It's on a Visual K band, which I did pull a Visual K song. Not pull, but like choose a Visual K hard rock song last edition in NYE, and then this time I choose it for Grand Final Hard Rock 2 once again, and also such an awesome song. But like, this map just never stops. It's relentless.
Absolutely relentless, especially with like some of the weird pattern transitioning in some of these short streams. Especially in the really high SV sections. Awkward to read, but not necessarily awkward to hit, if that makes sense.
Yes. And there will be some 1/3 streams in upcoming.
Oh, transitioning into the 1-4. That is disgusting. I didn't get a good look at this map. Because I trusted Clarion, and I'm glad I did. This is an immaculate replay.
And yeah, these 1/3 gives a lot of trouble to act and read in general. And of course, it got a break here, so you can see each other score after the hard part.
Did you, Youngin, did you map this Hard Rock 2?
Yeah, I did.
Shoutouts to Youngin for the Hard Rock 2! Woo!
Thank you.
Why are you so good at mapping Hard Rock 2, man?
I don't know, man. I just like mapping what I like.
Oh, you like Hard Rock 2?
True. And I like these type of songs.
Ooh. The triplet section's a little tricky. Especially when there's like Katsu triplets transitioning into a more patterning that also starts with Katsu at the same time.
Yeah, that part is like... This part is like cat starting point.
I see. Ooh, okay, that 1-3 scared me. The way he hit that. Okay. That was really scary, actually. But a very, very, very good Hard Rock 2. And an amazing play.
Yeah, this is such an amazing play. I can't believe someone actually got like 1100 on this. That's insane. And I
Good
really
job,
like the
Clarion.
song.
Thank you,
True.
Clarion.
Good job, Clarion. It is like a really good song. This is probably my favorite song I've ever mapped. Love it too much. Alright,
Really?
that's how to.
Alright.
Moving
Now
on
onto the
DT1.
DTs. Yes, the DT1.
You see the map, you know it's gonna be troll.
Yeah, I am actually very proud of my act here. I like kind of pooped my pants a little bit after getting 9 100s on this. It is actually quite tricky to act in certain places. Expect some weird snappings, rhythm changes, with some like slightly tech-heavy patterning in this beat map. Even there, with that quad, you could immediately tell that there was a snapping, just a weird, obscure snapping change.
Yep, we got an actual tech finally on DT1. And like last week I already say it's kind of tacky, but it's like patterning focus is yeah. Last week is quite patterning focus and it's kind of similar to like Hard Rock 1, and also this one is like finally a lot of different compared to Hard Rock 1. And there's like a lot of like snapping changes you can see here, which Hard Rock 1 is not about, actually not snapping changes, but like offbeat, which Hard Rock 1 is not really snapping change. Hard Rock is more like 1/6 burst snapping changes, and this one is more like an offbeat type of like tech map. You can see a lot of like offbeat required in certain places.
But yeah, you see some of these like snappings are kind of just like really weird sometimes as well. It's very hard to tell at first, but there are actually a load of snapping changes and different like transitions with the rhythm and stuff. It is a pretty silly DT1.
Yeah, it's like
It is
super funny.
disgusting to act. Yeah. This is going to be nasty to try and keep accuracy on for these players this week. But other than that, a pretty normal DT1 in terms of like technical patterning. What?
Yeah.
What? What happened?
That's not a normal DT1.
You did mention Hard Rock 1 earlier.
I mean, last week that's kind of play like Hard Rock 1, we just like a lot higher BPM, like
Yeah, fair
mostly off-hand patterning. But this one is not like the same. But yeah.
And again, thank you GT for the DT1.
Also putting a lot of work in this Mappool, actually.
That is true.
GT.
You're also one to
Second
talk.
Speaking of,
Speaking of, yes, of course, we have DT2 as well, the speedier DT. Which again, shoutouts to Zodia once again, or Gexa. I'm gonna cry if I keep pronouncing that wrong.
Why do you keep putting the T?
Is
One of the-
Hexay? They just
Oh, it's Hexay.
yeah, they
Yeah,
just put
it's
this.
Hexay.
Oh, it's H?
Yeah,
pronounced like an
we have to
H?
scroll.
no,
Dude, why do you do this?
no, my name is actually Hexe, but on Discord it's just Gexa.
Oh, I see. But
It's
one of
just
the
because-
but this DT2 is actually taking more of a different approach than it would normally do, focusing a lot more on, you know, fairly dense reading, some SVs, improvised with the beats going on in the background. A lot more reading dense than most other DTs have been. Is it definitely a huge jump compared to last week's DT2, which some people have actually considered farm, right?
I'm not gonna talk about Finals DT2.
No, we don't talk about Finals DT2. It's okay.
You know, it's like even I can kind of play it, so you know it's kind of over because I'm kind of bad at speed, and if I can kind of play it, you know, it's gone. But yeah, this is why I cannot play because it just keeps going on forever, and I cannot play maps that just require high stamina stuff. Unlike No Mod 3, where it's like bursty speed, it's like on stream with finger control because of the finishers and such.
Yeah. This is definitely a challenge for most KDDK players, especially on this BPM, but more of an ACK challenge for DDKK for the most part.
Yeah, for DDKK
Since-
it's actually pretty easy. I would say personally.
At least the finishers, but in terms of ACK, most DDKK players tend to have trouble on ACK with DT. You know,
I
OD
feel that.
6.5 plus DT, you know... Us DDKK players, we tend to struggle on just the most basic DT ever.
Yeah, I feel that.
But yeah, that is our DT2 for this week.
I love this background so much.
It does go hard, doesn't it?
It's,
I don't know why. It's. I'm sorry about that, but I was gonna say it screamed Hexay when I saw the background.
Huh?
It actually came with the map because it's a featured artist song, and it came with a video and background, so I used it.
Oh. Oh yeah. So if you're playing, remember to disable the video so you don't lag.
Yeah, actually, it's also
Actually.
pretty distracting.
Yeah. Well, most players play with all their background dimmed up, but you know the video still plays in the background, so it can cause a bit of lag usually. So once again, thank you Zodia for the DT2. Good
You're
job. Now we have the free mods. Free mod 1. More of a. It's basically like a No Mod 1, a less difficult No Mod 1. You know, fairly readable, but has a bit of 1.6 in there. Overall, as a free mod 1 should, fairly moddable.
Again, this to me plays like hard rock as well, but like harder stream happening and less like 1.6. So I would say like it's like a between the middle of two.
Definitely did
200
feel
BPM.
Like, yeah, it's a pretty chill BPM. Definitely meant to be readable and focus more on the ACK aspects of free mod a little bit. But also, obviously, you have to put in a little bit of slightly annoying patterning, and then some 1.6 in there, just to spice it up a bit, because these players are extremely proficient at free mod at this point. But obviously, we don't want to kill them, so you have to make it moddable.
Yeah, absolutely. There's gonna be like, again, a bunch of like harder patterns. You can see right here.
Yeah, a bit of doublets and quads and stuff.
Reminds me of the PPV2 days a little bit. Why don't we map doublets like this anymore? They were actually hard, man. These newer players need to learn hard maps. Please.
And then a bit of a diff spike at the end. But still nothing too unusual compared to the rest of the map. Just a bit diff spiky.
Well, last week it was a terribly long spinner, and now it's a terribly long slider. This guy also
At least
custom by Uplus.
At least the
Second
slider
map.
isn't 50 million BPM just to mess with you. that would have been funnier. But yeah, again, thank you to Yukas for the free mod 1. This is a very good map.
Yep.
It is quite readable. You know, it's a little bit. You know, it's quite dense, but not so difficult that it is impossible to read. So
Right,
once
it's
again,
actually-
thank you. Onto the
actually
free mod
map-
2, however, it is
actually map-
not very readable.
Alright, we have Sack this time, and going to be Gloomy Flash.
Dude, we don't talk about the 100 man. Didn't try it with. I never tried it with Hard Rock, but this feels more Hard Rock favored.
No.
Would you say no?
No.
not Hard Rock favorite. Okay, no, this is actually just an anti-mod then.
Yeah, this is like...
Especially these doublets. There is a lot of doublet stuff.
Okay, maybe because GT nerfed it, because the first time I'm playing it, there's like a flat out 270 BPM sessions, and I was like, okay dude, 270 is like unplayable, bro.
I mean, looking at this, I had to focus more on the SVs being quite low. The only reason I say hitting is probably harder is just because, well, there's all these SVs and then there's, well, these slight overlaps on occasion.
Okay, yeah, the overlap is quite difficult, but thankfully they're like VPN, it's like a lot easier to remember, like brackets, like as a hard rock. We have like a bunch of like fast stuff. I believe the hidden hotbar is like this upcoming part though. This part is like very difficult for hidden.
Yes, extremely. You have to lock in for this next section, especially if you're playing hidden.
It comes up. It's the same beat over and over again. But obviously this is like the first time that we see a free mod that is actually... We might be able to see people not picking it because they want to know more this map. Because in NSATT, if you remember the rules, the one who picked the map cannot put on no mod. But the one who isn't picking the map can put on no mod. So some may actually wait for the other team to pick this and then go for no mod. And yeah, here comes the difficult hard rock part.
Sorry, I'm a noob.
No, you're just good at hard rock.
No, I got 100. You missed it.
didn't nerf anything, then okay. I figured since it's repetitive, it wasn't too bad, but the SV does end up going up quite high, doesn't it? Try that against Young and it did not work. Thank you once again, GT, for the free mod 2.
Yeah, these weird maps, I would say, okay, Hidden One is very normal, but like the other two GT maps is like very weird.
Yeah, this is
structure.
extremely hard to read, especially for Hidden. Hard Rock is really, really fast, even if it is slightly repetitive at certain points. But if you can Hidden Hard Rock at this, I'd say that is quite very, very, very impressive. What do you think, Yongun?
I actually really like the weird maps in general. I would say this pool is like very difficult. I originally thought it was like kind of two mechanics favored, and then GT kind of took like DT1 and Free Mod 2 to like tune down in terms of mechanics, and I think it's a lot better. In hindsight, so it's not that who has higher skill cap will win. So it's in it some other like mod reading capability and such that can play. Yeah, really like how this turned out. I would say at least I still think Free Mod 1 and Hard Rock is a bit too similar, but people has not been complaining. But so I don't mind. And of course, we got a swing map in the end. So finally, I need some swing free mod map. Swing free mod map is so cool. But yeah.
Yep.
Moving on to possibly, not possibly, it is the last map of the tournament. It's going to be the TB.
The tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker.
Lost requirement, losing. And this is at 40 BPM. I think Hase can give you better info. To 40 to 400 BPM.
Oh wow.
Yes. It speeds up by quite a lot. It is not too difficult at the start. Some really tricky patterning, some weird snapping changes and stuff. Stuff that is annoying, meant to throw the player off at least a little bit, until the very, very end when it becomes extremely difficult. Very, very difficult. Very diff spiky. Anyone who can hit this diff spike probably just wins the entire tournament.
Duh.
If we do get to that point. Well, yes, but you know.
Actually, when I asked Luminite if I can map this song, he said, "Yeah, just map it. No one plays it anyway." Because it's like 9 minutes long. The song, the drain time is significantly lower. It's like 7 minutes.
Well,
but and this was actually a skip button as well, but I was like, nah. And then I just met them yesterday.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because tournament players usually don't really skip tiebreakers, I think, and 1.5 minute skip button is a little bit boring. So I tried my best. I also had like a 1 minute break at the middle, but I mapped this as well. So
Yeah. These SVs are quite hard to act sometimes as well.
yeah, this is the first time I SV'd by hand and not with a tool, actually.
Really? I figured you had used Alt Editor quite possibly.
Yeah, I did, but I did the calculations myself and decided myself how quick and how slow the nodes should move. Eventually I gave up, actually, later on, but...
I usually just blaze it and see what happens, because there is the gameplay view.
Yeah, I think I was up until like 10 AM SVing this map.
Once again, shout out to Zozodia, or Pixie, for mapping the TB.
Yeah, this took me a long time.
Yes,
at least an hour a day for 1.5 weeks straight, basically.
Yeah,
So good job.
and I also wanted to say when you do SV by hand, you don't have like overlaps. Like when the notes fly in, sometimes they like to overlap and it's a little bit hard to read. So when you do it by hand and do like the right calculations, you can have a little bit of a smoother transition. Oops. But yeah, that was the main reason, just so it looks a little bit cleaner.
Bit of a slower section here as well.
The only part I can play.
It's fine. I mean, players at this level tend to have more trouble on the slower stuff anyways, believe it or not. If you can play fast and you get used to only playing fast, well, you're going to struggle a bit on the slower stuff, especially on this OD.
This was also the first section I mapped. And the section I changed the least. Small fun fact, I don't know.
And then more SBs and snapping changes. Especially with the 1-3. Very easy to lose accuracy there. If you're not paying attention, it's very easy to drop a lot of back here.
Yeah, this section is a little bit tricky because like some snapping changes might drown in the SV, but not to an unfair amount of level, I don't know.
This replay is a perfect example though of fast players struggling on slower stuff. Because the diffs, like, there were like absolutely no 100s dropped.
The good old polyrhythm section. This gave me a headache because I had to map it on like 25% speed.
Ooh.
But yeah.
Gotta be careful when slowing down the editor though, because the audio gets like warped and messed up when it's slowed down enough. Thank you, Peppy. Shoutouts to Peppy. Thank you for making the game. And then of course the break section.
Yeah, and this is like
just to see what everyone else has.
Yeah, this right now was also a break, but nah.
No.
And this is like the turning point of the map, basically.
Yep. When we start getting to the really, really like fast reading required stuff. Less than 500k, 2/3 of the map. Yeah.
I hope you got stamina left.
The AC has yet to go up to 99.7. The map does get pretty scary to read at this point. Because after that break section, well, everyone is capable of playing all those sections perfectly fine, without missing a single time.
I really love myself when I look at this map.
Alright, here we go. Now it's time to pick up.
The semifinals had like funny doublets, and I just took this to a whole new level.
Yeah. Simple 1-6, very tricky stream patterning here. Slightly uncomfortable SVs here with how high it is.
Yeah, it actually gets faster every time the stream resets, basically, to up the tension. So if you're nervous, you're lost. Sorry.
It's fine.
I've waited, sorry. This actually almost brought me out, because I could not look at a single screen after this.
Alright. And then the map speeds up, and the diff spike begins now. This is when the map actually begins to get really fast. So, if you lost your stamina, you are dead.
Yeah.
Once you get to this point, good luck. Everything is on the line at this point.
And now the funny speed up. Yeah, that's the
There we go.
tiebreaker.
That's a tiebreaker.
The replay is insane, not gonna lie.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
But yeah, the first half is more like reading, and the second is more like physical stuff. Yeah.
Easier than Nomad 1. Is this easier than Nomad 1?
Nah. I mean,
in terms of consistency, certainly not. No, but
I nerfed this a lot too. I had like 1.6 into 1.8 at some point in the speed section, and like 1.8 overlaps coming out of a 240 BPM stream. But I cut this out because it was a little bit too much. Dropped the star rating by like 0.6 stars.
that is still that's still like 8.2 star, which is like really funny considering that ending is like way harder.
Yeah, but I think it's pretty nice.
Well, before we wrap things up, I'd like to thank once again Zozodia or Hixi for mapping the tiebreaker, and thank you to all of the staff. You've all been absolutely amazing this entire tournament. We appreciate everything that you do, even if it's just a little bit, right? You know, we value that time that you put into this project. And thank you to the players for being with us this entire time and continuing to do your best and play these pools and giving us all the feedback that we need. We appreciate you.
I love the feedback so much.
The feedback is really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks to everyone.
Yeah, thanks for everyone for watching. That's our tiebreaker. I was just watching, because I don't think I need to talk. So like, but yeah, thank you so much
Also-
for anyone. We also we will definitely give like a lot more stuff, like informations. And I would say Luminite's thank you speech at like a final show match, which is the number one team. The two players face against each other. But for now, we're gonna be wrapping things up. We have some stuff to say about it, which is going to be Mappool. It's gonna be all released in the sheet. So already schedule as well. Schedule will be tomorrow. We'll be finishing stuff, and map patch stuff will be around tomorrow because it's kind of late for Luminite. So I do believe he's on his phone already. So but you have the sheets, you can practice already. So yeah, schedule is out actually. I'm sorry, Luminite. Sorry for misinforming everyone, but yeah, schedule is out.
I love spreading
yeah.
misinformation.
True. Okay. Map pack and statistics will be tomorrow. Okay, there we go. I got
like
the
Hard Rock
things
2 being submitted, yeah. But
True.
right before we end off though, however, thank Luminite for organizing this entire tournament as well. All of this would not have been done without him. He's been working his butt cheeks off, all right? So thank you, Luminite. Thank you very much for the tournament. This has been awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Luminite. Best
It's
host
awesome.
ever.
And of course, we'll be having the three teams against each other in the grand finals weekend. First team being Jose, which went from a win by default, but they are gonna be facing a hard match. So good luck, RJ and Biscus. They'll be facing the loser of the win this bracket finals match, which is Loopy and Loop and Loop, which is going to be Loopy 542 and Fruit Loopy and Aurora Phasmata. And of course, we have the one waiting in the grand final match, Alien Bros, which is going to be Shiba Masu and Noko. And good luck to all you 6 players in the grand finals weekend and in the school. And that's going to be all from us. My name is Yongin. We have such a crazy cast here. So I'm going to be mentioning everyone here. We do have Sifu Tyrant.
Hello, thank you.
And we do have Hexay.
Hi.
And Zyger.
Why did you call me out? I haven't spoken in half an hour.
I just hear the microphone pop.
True. That's so funny.
I genuinely thought you were asleep.
I actually didn't even notice.
Okay, alright, okay.
I didn't even notice.
Ed for the past half an hour.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's gonna be all from us. Thanks you guys for watching, and we'll be seeing you guys next weekend when the actual final top 3 matches starts. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
YouTube outro talking ass.
Adiosu.